Hey, Michelle here. Thanks for checking out this video today. And if we don't know each other yet, haven't crossed paths, I'm Michelle over at Sensate Soul, as well as the Soul Translator. And I specialize in supporting HSPs and empaths and what I call empreneurs, empathic creative entrepreneurs, to be their most empowered and healthy and vital and prosperous self and all of that goodness. So in this video today, we are going to be talking about boundaries. I've got a lot of other videos on my YouTube channel here, so on boundaries, so check those out. And but today I want to speak about something specifically around speaking up and having your voice. So this video today was inspired by let's just call it an argument that I got into this morning with somebody around a way that they were, let's just say, being very dominating. And let's just get right to the heart of it. Shall we? Yeah, let's. So you probably will relate to this, what I'm about to say, around why is it so hard for empaths and HSPs and sensitive people and highly empathic people, highly creative people to deal with having more boundaries and speaking up, and even speaking up against things. And this is like the number one thing I see in the work that I do. Well, it's in the top 5, let's put it that way, of complaints and of a lot of the problems that we have when we don't listen to, discern, respect our own boundaries, and then end up going into taking care of others, doing work for others, just getting overwhelmed, overdone, overstimulated, and exhausted and depleted. And a lot of this comes back to how do we deal with our own boundaries? And this place that has to start is with yourself. And the number one boundary, this is the number one mindset I feel for empowering HSPs and empaths, is that your empathy, your sensitivity, your creativity, your connection is not here to be used and abused by others. You're not here to be absorbing energies. You're not here to be taking things on that other people can't handle. You sense and feel those things. You can be in relationship to the pain and suffering, and also the potential and goodness and creative ideas and all the different things, the unseen, the unsaid, so many of the things that we can tune into. You're here to call those things out and to be in relationship with them, and to be in relationship with those in an empathic way, in a highly sensitive, creative, feeling, connective way, but not to let those things take you over and take you down. And boundaries that's why we have to have, first and foremost, really good boundaries with ourselves. And part of a boundary is in respecting what you believe to be true, what you feel, what you sense, what you see, what is true for you, what is correct for you. So I know I'm kind of on my soapbox here, but this is really, really important. And I want to remind you that when it comes to speaking up, that is a boundary. That is a way that we get to hear ourselves, what matters to us, what's important to us. We get to honor ourselves through speaking up. And I know that there, can be this like, it's the extroverts who get to do that, or because there are extroverted empaths, by the way. I flip between INFP and ENFP, if you know the Myers-Briggs and all the different personality tests. There are extroverted empaths. And there are a lot of heroes and sheroes in the world who are HSPs, who have been doing their work and changing the world for a long time. And it takes stepping up. Let me give you a couple examples, actually. Currently, what about the young teenager in Sweden who is nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize because she is adamantly, as an HSP, stepping up and saying, no, we're not going to accept how you're treating the environment anymore, you adults that have screwed so many things up for us, for the next generation. Hannah Gadsby, another very prominent, popular person in the world right now, as a comedian, doing her work and standing up for sensitivities and for the self-deprecating stuff that can come out of comedy and humor. And she's doing it in a funny but very direct way. There are so many examples. Jane Goodall, Einstein was an HSP, by the way. There are so many people in our past and in our present who are standing up as HSPs and speaking up and saying the things, sharing the things that are important to them and that they stand for. The challenge with being this way in the world is because as an empath and HSP, we are really sensitive to criticism and to rejection, right? It's the thing that we see happening in the world so much, and it's the thing that really pulls on our empathic heartstrings when we see other people doing it to each other, when we see nations and races and cultures and men and women, and we see abuse in all these different forms. And we are very sensitive to that. So we've got kind of this inner resistance to pushback, to criticism, because we feel like, well, standing up and saying that's not okay is a form of rejection. It's a boundary. It is healthy self-respect. It is standing up for something. And those things matter. And all of those times that we stand down and hold ourselves back and mute, do the monkey, the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It's not about hearing, speaking, or seeing evil. It's about don't mute yourself. And every time we do, we take away a little bit of our own power. We take away a little bit of our own self-belief. And that is, I believe, the main reason why so many empaths and HSPs are scared to stand up, because we have possibly in the past, and we have been shot down, criticized, told to don't be so sensitive, don't look at all that, don't look at the things under the rug and call me out on them. Well, guess what? There's a purpose for being the one who speaks to the deeper issues or the hidden issues. And if you think about politicians, if you think about what's going on, like with Alexandria Cortez, standing up and saying, this is no longer okay, and this is something that we can't tolerate, and these things need to change. And being an empath and a sensitive, you already are very aware of those things, and also to the solutions, also to being in a place that you're open and curious to bringing forth a new way of being, or something new that you're creating. Or like Einstein, hello, let's talk about how do we relate to the frequencies of life and the planet and create this absolutely, spellbinding, life-changing theories around quantum physics and the world that we live in. So please, I encourage you to listen to yourself and to respect the things that you want to stand up on and speak out on and create and do and be and have in your life, in your work, in your relationships, and have that boundary. And you have to start it with yourself and say, you know what? No, I'm not going to just let this be diluted or muted. I'm going to believe that this matters because it matters to me. That's a really, it's got to start with you. All right, so thanks so much for listening to this video. Thanks so much for being your beautiful, empathic, sensitive self. I encourage you, as I have been kind of adamantly in this video, to listen to yourself, have that healthy boundary, and speak up. Learn to speak up and say the things that are on your heart and in your mind. And if you'd like more help with boundaries and in general being a really empowered empath and HSP, come on over, and empreneur, come on over to sensatesoul.com. If you like what you've heard in this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think about this as well. Okay, take great care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.